Hello, everyone. Welcome to Three Essential Questions, New Mexico's business and nonprofit podcast. I am your host, Pam Myers, and I'm here with my always wonderful co-host, Erica Yoakum, the one who asks all the fabulous questions.
No pressure.
We are here today with Lexi Bowes. Lexi is founder of Saddle and Stone Jewelry Company that creates equestrian themed pieces. It's a brand that caters to horse lovers, offering products made from high quality, durable materials like sterling silver and stainless steel. Lexi is or considers herself a lifelong horse girl and a marketing strategist. So, welcome, Lexi. Thanks so much for coming on the podcast today.
Thank you so much for having me, Pan and Erica. I'm so happy to be here.
So when I called myself a horse girl, I didn't even pick that up from your website. I guess that really is true that's what we are, right? Like,
Yeah.
And I called myself a former horse girl. I have not owned a horse since I was a teenager, but I was completely horse crazy. That's all I drew. That's all I talked about. I was showing, do you show country or English? The whole bit. And yeah, no, jewelry specifically catering to that market, I would think it's kind of niche, but very. I imagine there's a lot of horse girls out there, or at least horse girls at heart, right?
Where'd your inspiration come from? Sorry, Lexi, didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
No, that's fine. Well, first off, Erica, once a horse girl, always a horse girl. So you don't have to be riding to consider yourself a horse girl. I'm currently not riding, nor do I have a horse, but I do consider myself a horse girl. The inspiration came from, years and years of marketing. I've worked with jewelers that I've really admired, and I've made my own jewelry. That's kind of one portion of it. But I'm sure all those horse girls out there can relate to this. Every year for my birthday, I would get horse themed everything. And I've always loved jewelry. I mean, I'm only wearing one of my pieces, which is very rare for me right now. But, I always got jewelry and I always got horse stuff. And I can tell you, jewelry is like my passion and I love collecting. I had one horse ring. So just goes to show you, I love jewelry. I love horses. There just were not any pieces that I felt accurately represented who I was as a horse person. So about a year ago, maybe almost 2 years ago, I was road tripping with my husband and I was ranting, as most creatives do. I was like, well, if I could do it, and like my second career, I would be a jewelry designer. I love jewelry. And he's like, yeah, we're chatting. And I'm like, and I would do a horse themed line. I would make it, like all the different pieces that I would want as like a 13-year-old till now. I would just design the line that I wanted. And, being in marketing, I was like, horses are a great niche. We understand them. I know those people very well. I know horse shows and how to connect with all of them online and elsewhere. And, and I kind of just laid out the full business plan. And my husband, being one of my biggest supporters, goes, well, and I go, but this is my next career. This is my next, later on, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it later, and with no actual timeline. He's like, why don't you just do it? It sounds like a really good idea. And I was like, yeah, actually, I guess I could. So,
talk yourself into a job, huh?
Yeah, and that's it's gotten me in a lot of trouble in my younger years, and it's better. I think that impulsivity is pushed towards better things now. When someone goes, well, why not? And I go, well, actually, I don't really know why not. I guess I could just do it.
Right.
And so I knew enough about the jewelry industry to know how I wanted to design the pieces. I have a lot of foundations and things that I'm really passionate about. So one of the big things when I'm working with clients in marketing is making sure, that I'm with clients that align with, what I believe. So I was like, I want to give back to veterinary nonprofits. I have so much respect in my heart. I also go rescue senior cats. I'm just an animal person, not just a horse girl. I'm all animals. So I love veterinarians. I have so much respect for what they do. All of my animals have been rescued, so I care a lot about rescues. I'm really passionate about non-edited, non-retouched photos using real people for models. So I knew I wanted like a variety of ages. I wanted a variety of just people to represent. So again, as I'm building the brand, I'm like, these are going to be my core pillars. So within that car ride, we had most of it planned. I started sketching ideas for the jewelry. And I think I had 20 pieces done within a week.
Wow.
And so I was like, that came to me a lot easier than I thought for someone who's never done this before. And then just moved forward through the process of having them finalized and made and produced. And I always say you only have to do things for the first time one time. So figured once I figured out how to do it, it'd be easier the second, and just barreled through it.
Wow.
I see what you did. Barrel. Yeah.
Barreled.
Yeah.
My first horse was a barrel racer, so I know.
Over.
My first horse was a barrel racer with a mouth of iron. So when I saw the snaffle bit ring, that's like, I mean, we had to do roller bits, and this guy, and he would sit there and like play with his bit in his mouth because nothing hurt. Yeah.
Yep.
Beautiful. Yeah.
That's what the bracelet is too. And they're all double soldered. So instead of it just being beautiful, you can actually wear these when you ride. So I started with 20 designs, and then I started, as I started working through them and getting the pieces made, I started wearing the shit out of them. And things that broke or things that I didn't like, I decided not to do. So I am the most going person you'll ever meet. I'm also the most particular when it comes to certain things. Jewelry is one of them.
Yeah,
that's cool.
But yeah, the D-ring is one of my favorites, and actually the same design is used throughout. The little D-ring or the bit ring, the little bit on a lot of them moves, so you can squeeze it because the bit should be where everything hinges, because that's how it is on a horse.
Yeah.
Again, small details, very particular.
Yeah. Wow. And now you came up with the whole idea for your business while you were in the car on that trip, but you have a strong marketing background. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So that was probably a big help. Do you think that was a big help?
I mean, to be determined, I guess. I don't know if it's better or worse that I felt confident to just build that and just not think twice about it.
Well, so I'm gonna throw up your website here. It's saddleandstone.co. It's a gorgeous website. You can tell that you have a marketing touch because it is polished. It is a very nice, posh website. So
thank you.
Good job on that.
Designed it myself. I took the photos. I built it. All of the renderings. Those are all my friends and my family. My mom is one of the models. Some of her friends are on there. One of my closest co-collaborators and closest friends, Nicole, helped me finalize the logo. It is a community effort, but that website, every little detail on there is one of my pride and joys. And getting to celebrate the beauty of all of my friends was so cool too. Getting to see them up there, getting to see them model the jewelry was amazing.
Yeah, I love that.
Thank you.
What are some of the challenges that have you had any challenges that you've had to face in growing your business? Because it's now I want to share that with our listeners.
With the impulsivity comes a lot of lessons learned on the fly. I will say that much. So I had, oh my gosh, there's been so many. I was going to do gold. Gold vermeil has been an issue. So I was going to look for someone who could do gold vermeil. So for those of you not familiar with the different levels of gold plating, there's gold plated jewelry, which can be plated on top of copper, brass, bronze, any sort of base metal. There's gold mix, which is a mixture of gold and other things. And then there's gold vermeil, which is, I believe, 100 microns thick minimum, and it has to be on sterling silver. So another thing is I am very allergic to anything that's not semi-precious metal. So I wanted to make sure that I was able to wear everything. So if something is gold plated, it makes my ears break out. It'll make my neck break out in hives. So everything was gold vermeil. I found one company that was going to do it, sent them each piece from the collection. The box UPS lost the box.
Oh.
And it was a whole fiasco. They were really great to work with, very, very respectful. But after that, I was like, okay, I'm not doing gold. This is too much. Tried to find somebody local to do the same thing. The whole thing was a fiasco. So I decided to pull that back. That was a big thing because I wanted to have both when I launched. And then I went, you know what? It's fine to launch when it's not perfect. That was a big one. I had a whole influencer fiasco. So as marketers know, I've been in the discovery round. And so I've been trying out different things to see what clicks with my audiences. And one of the things I found was that influencers have been great, like working with micro and macro influencers that have really engaged followings that are very targeted has been fantastic. And I approached these two influencers. They were going on a Europe trip that was horse themed. And long story short, I got overzealous. They were young, so I wanted to give them an opportunity. They were two women. I love supporting women whenever I can. I should have probably been a little better on the guidance. There was no contract. I could tell it was a little chaotic and last minute.
Mhm.
My jewelry got shipped to France as these two influencers got into a fight. One left the trip with my money, and the jewelry got stuck in customs purgatory. So
Wow.
I lost a little bit of money on that. I did end up getting the jewelry back like 2 months later. It just showed up in my mailbox. But
Wow.
I was like, I'm either the luckiest or the least lucky person I know. But
Wow.
that's been tough. And then to be honest, I have a marketing agency as well. So I'm a strategist. I try to not do social for other people, but you know how that goes. It just kind of falls in. And I have truly struggled trying to keep my own content consistent. It's been really hard. I'm a millennial. TikTok is just not my thing. And doing videos, and I'm normally just at my desk kind of like this, just very casual in a t-shirt.
Right.
So doing content has been, I wouldn't say it's a mistake, but it's definitely harder to do for myself than it is for other people. And to build in that time for myself, even though it's an investment, while I have other people willing to pay for my time, has been a challenge for sure.
Right.
I've often said that. I've said that. Pam's
Mhm.
heard me say it a million times. It's like the painter whose house needs painting and the mechanic whose car never runs.
Right.
It's
Yep.
really hard when you own your own little business to be able to do all the stuff that you need to do, including promote your own business and do my website hasn't been touched in a very long time.
Yeah.
Because like you said, if I'm working and I'm making money, that's not where my focus is. So yeah, that's tough. I feel for you. Absolutely.
Yeah. And every day, I mean, if you go on that website, the last 3 months have been crazy, but for the first 3 months, if you had gone on every day, it was changing because I would look on and I'm like, I don't like that. I'm going to change it. But yeah, it is. That's what I say. Even for my consulting, I've been so lucky to be referral based for the last 8 years. And so people ask for my website. I'm like, I haven't touched it in years. Check my LinkedIn, it's as good as it's going to get. And now actually I show my jewelry website as well. I say, I would never give you a strategy that I wouldn't be willing to invest in myself.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
So where do you go to shows? I mean, do you show up at horse shows and stuff with jewelry, or do you get to do the traveling stuff, or where can, obviously they can purchase it from the website, but do you do shows and all that fun stuff?
I do a little bit, but I've been doing them locally. Again, this is my fun extra hobby that I've given myself. So I'm not doing a lot of travel for it. I have done a couple pop-ups in LA, but a lot of it has been online sales, which is amazing. And I've gotten to work with some incredible horse people. I don't know if you know Zosha Meme from Girls and the flight attendant, but she is a diehard horse girl, and got to work with her, got her a D-ring bracelet. She loved it, which was like a really cool moment for me. But yeah, a lot of it has been online with people that I've never met, which is wild. It's wild.
Yeah.
It's always the challenge because people, when you're really good, when you're an artist or something like that, or a musician, that type of stuff, you have to make that decision about shifting it into people. Oh, you could make money doing this. But sometimes you have to be really careful because if that's your love and then it becomes your business, you don't want to burn yourself out on the thing that you love. So how do you keep yourself from burning out on what you love?
Oh, I don't. Bernard and I are in a very long
love-hate relationship. Yeah. Yeah.
But honestly, so my husband's been he's a business owner as well. And he's been so supportive with all of this. And he's very good at numbers and looking at things in a more literal sense. So one of the reasons I don't do more events is when we look at that hourly rate, of going and being in person, like when we're looking at it as a marketing thing, right? Like, am I paying for ads or am I going to an event to raise awareness? That's a very different conversation than this is my business model.
Right.
So keeping that in check and going, okay, this is the amount of money versus time. And again, like, am I investing this time here or am I going to use those hours for my hourly rate for consulting? So that has honestly helped a lot. And like doing the online sales, I get burnt out all the time. I'm in a bout of it right now, but this sounds crazy, but I love winning. Like I love having problems and then tinkering with them obsessively until I figure out how to win and like until I figure out a solution. And I always joke with people, I'm a glutton for punishment. I've done that my entire career, but like this to me is like the most complex and most enticing problem because every time I win, I have more money to reinvest in this company and more jewelry and more design. So I'm sure talk to me in a few years. It's different. I'm still like 6 months into launching this, but yeah, honestly, I just get burnt out. I don't really know how to turn it off. I haven't figured that out yet.
I'm like that with the tech. Like, I don't back down on tech and I very much get into that, it is on like Donkey Kong, and then I literally do the whole, I win.
Yeah.
It's very cathartic to be able to do that. And
it is. But then you get addicted and then you win and the win doesn't matter. It's already completed. But yeah, that's how, it's riding horses, right? You're going over
adrenaline junkie much? Yeah.
Yeah. Like you're going over a jump that's a little bit too big. You're nervous about it and you have to act like you've done it 10 times and you're not even scared, like shoulders back, chin up and just charge forward. And that's how I live, for better or worse, almost all the time. So,
yeah. Very awesome.
You said you had a marketing company that you work with, another marketing company that you work with. Did I understand that correctly?
She owns. She runs.
Okay, your marketing company. Yes. Okay. Yes. Great. Okay. And how?
She's a boss babe too. So.
What? Say that again, Erica.
Because she's a boss babe too.
Yeah. Yeah. And what has been, I don't know, not necessarily, what's been your, other than creating the jewelry, what's your biggest reward out of what you do?
Out of all things or honestly, yeah, out of everything or just saddle and stone?
Out of everything, because you do marketing as well as saddle and stone.
I do. Honestly, I think the greatest joy for me is, and I've taken photos for all sorts of clients as well. I've always used real people. I've never used models, and getting to show people a side of themselves that's where they're like, oh my God, I didn't know I could look like that. I didn't know that's what I looks like. And to get to see them excited, that has always just made me so happy. Like, because I see everybody is so uniquely beautiful and I've always felt that. And so getting to take photos of people and getting to highlight their natural beauty to me is just like chef's kiss.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. That's beautiful. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. Getting to do that while watching them wear saddle and stone is two chef's kiss.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Any wise words of wisdom that you want to share with listeners out there that whether it's about your business or starting a business or following your passion?
Oh man, there's so many. There's one slightly inappropriate one that I tell everyone that I think is good. Can I curse on here?
Yes, you may.
Okay, whatever. I'm just gonna. So what I tell people,
you already did, by the way, but
yeah, I let that one slide, and I was like, they'll either bleep it out or it'll be fine. What I tell all my friends and what I tell everybody is like, it's not. I try to be as realistic with people too, because I charge ahead. I struggle a lot. A lot of it is fighting, and like, there's a lot of bad days in there. You don't always get good news. Things don't always go your way. My therapist knows that more than anyone. I always complain about things I'm not getting what I want when I want it. And sometimes you just have a bad bout of things, whether that's you have a hard client, you have a hard week, you have, like So what I tell people is sometimes you got to get up, you just got to eat that shit sandwich.
Yep.
You just got to get through it. There is another side of that. And like, if you wake up every day and go, well, today's not going to be the best day, but I'm going to move one step closer to what I want.
Right.
That's all you have to do. You know, we're only human. We can't do everything. It's not always going to be great, but in those moments of just pain and suffering and anger and stress and whatever other bad emotion, if you can go, this is today, this is not forever, I can get through this, I'm just going to deal with it, then sometime it will get better. I don't know when, but it always does.
Wise words.
Thank you. Eat that shit sandwich.
Yeah, right. And finish every bite.
That's right.
Because some people think, oh, starting a business, this is my passion, right? Like what you came up with for Saddle and Stone was a passion. You really wanted to do this, but that doesn't mean it's going to be all roses and whatever. It's just, there are hard times and you have to get through it, right?
Totally. And I'll tell you, my passion with that is designing the jewelry and getting to see people when I'm in person and someone tries on a ring and they go, oh my God, I've never had a piece like this. I love it. Those are the two pieces that I absolutely love, that I go, yes, worth it. Everything else in the middle, you know what? If I didn't have to do it, I wouldn't. I could just sit here and design jewelry and then teleport to watch people's real world reactions when they buy a piece of jewelry and then be back here. That would be great. I would love that.
Yeah.
But yeah, everything in the middle it's all the day-to-day. It's the stuff that it's just not it's not as sexy as people think.
It's not as sexy.
Yep.
I know. Yeah, that's definitely something about, running a small business. Oh, you're your own boss. Yeah. You know what? My boss is a bitch sometimes.
That's right.
Or she's in a really pissy mood today, and I don't even know how to talk to her today.
Yep. There's no paid time off, no paid vacation.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Nobody else is going through I gotta tell what this receipt is for.
Yeah. Taxes, no fun. But yeah, I mean, that's what I tell everyone, because especially with the consulting side too, people are like, oh my God, I want to do what you do. I don't want to have a boss. And I was like, well, you give up having a set boss to having multiple bosses, because the people giving you money are the ones that are your bosses. And even for Saddle and Stone, I am designing pieces I love, but after this first collection, I am leaning into what is popular. And my style overlaps. I love all the pieces, but I also love, chunkier stuff that I mix in with this. So if I was designing things just for me, it'd be very, very different from the collection.
Interesting.
Right. There is an overlap. I wear all the pieces, but
yeah, I hear you. Well, thank you. Thank you for being a guest on the podcast and sharing your passion about what you do with all of our listeners. Yeah.
Happy to put the site back up there. So saddleandstone.co.
Yep. .co. We're not leaving the M off for .com. It is .co.
It is .com. I couldn't. That was another problem. I couldn't get .com, so we had to settle for second best.
Yeah. .co is great. I mean,
.co is great. Nice and solid.
Yeah. In this day and age, with so many domains taken, I mean, there are so many different ones that you can use. You don't have to have a .com anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, but everyone automatically types it in. So it's good to have it as close as possible.
We have been programmed well. Yes.
We have, yes.
Well, Lexi, again, thank you so much. And thanks everyone for listening to this podcast. If you'd like to be a guest and share what you do with our community in New Mexico, then please go to twoflowerproductions.com and sign up on our calendar to be a guest. Thanks for listening. Keep supporting this podcast.
Thanks, Pam. Thanks, Erica.
Bye.